Welcome back guys, Mr. Rawlings here. I thought I'd do my own Game of the Year video. This won't be your usual Game of the Year, probably be a game you might not even heard of, so it won't just be Fallout 4 or something like that. It'll be slightly, it'll be like an alternate Game of the Year, but it's something you should definitely check out. In total I'll be talking about 5 games. The first 4 are basically notable mentions, ones that I thought were quite good and you should check out, and a couple of which you probably have played or seen on other lists, and then there'll be one actual Game of the Year at the end. So speaking of the first 4, what they'll be is most something. So for example, the first one's going to be most original, so a game that I thought was most original for the year, and that is Her Story. So we'll take a look at the trailer first for the game so you can get a feel for it, what it's about if you don't already know, and then I'll talk about it briefly afterwards.
This is the 3rd day running you've called me in. Hurt someone? You think it's murder? I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
So it doesn't have a lot of game type elements to it. You only really need to think of keywords to search whilst trying to find these videos, and they're all snippets from interviews that took place in the past. I won't spoil it for you, but that's basically what's going on. And as you look at these videos from the police interviews, you'll sort of go down a bit of a rabbit hole, and it's quite a disturbing story really, but it's really brilliant, to be honest. Now if you're interested in the game, obviously feel free to check it out yourself. If you just want to see it being played, I've got videos on my channel and I'll put a link in the description or whatever, and you can get an idea of what it's about. So then, next up is a game I'm going to title Most Promise. So this is what I felt was most promising for future installments or games similar to it coming out, and that is Missing, an interactive thriller. So once again, let's take a little look at the trailer first, and then I'll talk about it a little bit.
Where are you, David?
So then, it's another FMV game. If you watch my channel, you probably see that I am a bit of a fan of FMV games. So this one has not so difficult puzzles to solve, but the whole feeling of the game is like a Saw movie, and it really does have potential for sequels, and to me it just was really cool. It's definitely too short, it's not very long at all, but we are hoping there'll be sequels. Apparently it is coming, but we've not seen anything yet. Maybe if they get a bit more support, a bit more people playing it, then that will make them, create another game. So feel free to, play it yourself. But if you want to see the entire playthrough, the link will be in the description of me playing. Next up is a game which I'm calling Most Spooky Fun. I realise I kind of sort of just made that up a little bit, but it is spooky fun. So yeah, we'll take a look at that one. and it is Until Dawn. Here's the trailer.
Imagine a night
This was the right thing to do.
where every decision
What the hell was that?
and every single action
I just saw someone at the cabin.
affects your fate
Very funny. Guys, come
and the
on.
fate of those around you.
Oh my God, what the hell was that? We need to go get help now.
Could you live with the consequences? Until Dawn, only your choices determine who will survive. Exclusively on PS4.
So I love this game because it had, all the cliches you'd expect from like a teen slasher flick, except obviously you can control it, and depending on the choices you make, people can live or die. You can literally have an ending where basically everyone dies or everyone survives, and it's a pretty cool take on things. It was pretty disturbing throughout as well, and there was a couple of good jump scares. It had enough sexy moments and comedy though to make it feel like you're at the cinema watching a bad horror movie, but a very enjoyable one, if that makes sense. And again, I've got an entire playthrough. I'll put a link down in the description if you just want to see it being played, but I would recommend getting hold of it if you can. So, the only other AAA title that's in my 5 games that I'm talking about today is going to be the next one you'll see, and this is what I'm rating as most impressive. You may well see this listed on other lists of the top games 2015, maybe even at the number 1 spot for Game of the Year. It is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Rather than the trailer, I've just put some gameplay footage for you to take a look at if you somehow haven't seen already. So what I mean by impressive is the fact that the gameplay mechanics and the graphics and that type of thing, the design of the game is almost flawless. As mentioned, the graphics, they are just amazing. I've got videos, again I've got the entire playthrough if you want to see it, and they're rendered in 1080p 60 FPS. They look amazing. If you play it at that resolution, you probably need to do it on PC, I don't think it would work on phone. You just see how smooth it is and how it moves, and the graphics, they are just unbelievable. It looks better than how I actually played it, because of course my TV can only display certain resolution or certain frame rate, that kind of thing. So it looks better, the actual rendered copy I've got of it looks better. The mechanics of this game are awesome as well. It's probably the best stealth game I've ever played. It's definitely up there anyway. However, as mentioned, there's a reason this isn't the game of the year for me. Not by a long way. And that's because the game just doesn't feel finished. Now I don't mean that in respect of you know, the graphics and how it plays. No, it plays almost perfectly, don't get me wrong. What I mean is there's a lot of repetition with the missions towards the end. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it feels like they sort of just couldn't finish it. They got to a certain stage and they were just like, oh well, we'll just rehash some of the missions and, you know, that'll make the game longer. We actually know for a fact that there's probably another mission that was cut from the game which takes place at the end of the game, because we've seen the concept footage for it and it just didn't make the cut. Now this was mostly, probably all due to the relationship between Kojima and Konami. They fell out basically, and there's a lot of issues with that. And it is a shame because it basically, not ruined, but it almost ruined what would have been an amazing game otherwise. It still is amazing, but it can't for me be the game of the year. So those were the 4 notable mentions before I finally reveal what my game of the year is. It's possibly a game you've never heard of. If you have heard of it, you probably haven't played it. But if you have both heard of it and played it, props to you. But if not, please do so. If you don't want to, at least watch my playthrough. Again, I've got a whole playthrough, I'll put a link in the description. Just give it 5 seconds, I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. Once again, it's an FMV game. To me, this is possibly the revival of the FMV genre if other developers take stock and think, oh, that's how it can be done. Let's, you know, give it a go ourselves. Without further ado, the game is known as Contradiction, Spot the Liar. Let's take a little look at the trailer, shall we?
When was the last time you saw Kate Vine?
It was last Thursday in the college library. Oh, just Kate being Kate, you know, a bit wild. She had a drink problem.
Detective Inspector Jenks. Rebecca, is it?
Yeah.
There's been an unexplained death locally.
Yes, it was dreadful news.
You're married to Ryan, one of the Atlas leaders, yes?
I suppose I am, yes.
It's just a business management training program for postgrads.
I believe that Kate Vine was a student at Atlas.
Kate Vine. All of this has been thoroughly investigated, Inspector. It was suicide.
Who is it? I'm a police officer. Detective Inspector Jenks.
Scrying goes back centuries. The ancient Persians did it. This country, pagans still practice it. You lose yourself in your unconscious, and you get dragged down to the bottom.
It's borrowed from paganism. It's the symbol of the triple goddess. The mother, maiden, crone.
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
He's a policeman, we can't just...
You man up, and you sort it.
I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them. They stay inside you.
How did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
So if you're a fan of murder mystery games, adventure games, or FMV games anyway, I can't recommend this one enough. I played it on PC, but you can also get it on the App Store, so you can, I presume it would work on your iPhone, but at least on your iPad, you might want the screen a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's there as well. So the game's great. It's got like a feeling of Twin Peaks about it. Well, actually, it's more like Twin Peaks meets Sherlock Holmes. It's got the cheesy acting you'd expect from an FMV game, but it's on purpose, you know. It's not that it's bad acting, it's cheesy but brilliant. When you're unravelling the mystery of what's going on and spotting where people have told a lie, you do feel like Columbo. You know, but you can do this from your own chair. You don't need to go out traipsing around canvassing the area. Just do it from your chair at home. What more could you want? And there's a possibility of a sequel. So, you know, show them some support. So there you go, guys, that's my game of the year, a slightly alternate game of the year from what you'd probably expect. I'm sure a load of them will just say Fallout 4, and that's not to say Fallout 4 isn't good, because obviously clearly it's amazing, but sometimes, you know, you need a game which is different, Not to say that murder mystery F&V games are different, because a lot of the genre back in the day were that type of game, but this game to me is like a phoenix from the ashes. It could hopefully rekindle some F&V games, coming out, maybe even in 2016. And also, you just got to give some props to the people that design these types of games, because they haven't got a huge budget, a huge building full of amazing talented programmers, graphics artists, designers who have been in the industry for 40 years, and they've got endless amounts of people at their disposal to make a AAA title. It's often a small team who've got an idea and try and bring a uniqueness about it, and I just think that's something that should be applauded, if that makes sense. Well, anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Let me know what you think is your game of the year, and let me know what you think of my game of the year if you take a look at it afterwards. As mentioned, all the links to playthroughs will be in the description, so feel free to take a look. As ever, if you like this, please click like and click subscribe for more videos like this. I may well do another of the year type of video before in the 2015. I'm not too sure yet, because just doing top 5s all the time is a little bit lame. But there will be more game stuff coming, more games being played. Just waiting for them to come out, basically. So bring on 2016. See you later, guys.
If you want to hear more random nonsense spewing out of my face, click that bloody massive red subscribe button. Bye!